Mortal Kombat 2 has 5 major problems it needs to fix. Luckily it can. Now, Mortal Kombat has many flaws, both as a movie and as an adaptation, but those can be fixed now that a Mortal Kombat 2 has been officially confirmed and is in the works over there at New Line Cinema. Now, Mortal Kombat 2 is officially happening at Warner Brothers, I should say, and there are 5 major problems from the first Mortal Kombat that the sequel needs to fix in order for it to work. Now, after a underwhelming box office but a solid performance on HBO Max, the Mortal Kombat reboot has a sequel greenlit with director Simon McCoy set to return. Now, Mortal Kombat 2 will have a new writer, which is Jeremy Slater, who promised that they will take feedback from the first Mortal Kombat into consideration while working on the sequel. That's something they really need to do because a lot of fans were upset about a lot of things. As I said, I already gave my opinion. I told you I think the movie was like a Walmart type of thing or a Wish thing versus what you wanted to see versus what you actually got. Now, Mortal Kombat marked the first attempt of restarting the Mortal Kombat franchise on the big screen after MK Annihilation's disastrous reception. The Mortal Kombat reboot had an overall similar story to that of the first Mortal Kombat movie, with a focus on introducing the world, the characters, and the relationships between them. Now, with that being said, the Mortal Kombat reboot has some significant differences from the original movies and the games as a whole, namely the absence of Johnny Cage in the Earthrealm's championship roster and the creation of a brand new character that nobody likes called Cole Young. Now, the decision of replacing Johnny Cage's role in the story with an original character was met with a lot, and I mean a lot, of criticism, and in some ways it did pay off. However, the lack of Johnny Cage in favor of Cole was far from being the only problem of Mortal Kombat. The reboot was flawed both as a movie and as an MK adaptation, and it felt like it wasted a great cast, on-point costumes, and solid visual effects. Now, the last of which Mortal Kombat, the 1995 version, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation struggled a lot with, is the fact that the MK reboot had all the tools for a remarkable movie, but story decisions, writing problems, and forgettable fight scenes prevented it all from happening. Now, should MK2 really take the feedback from the first movie into consideration as they said they would, here are the elements that the sequel should use and use it to improve. Now, a MK adaptation, no matter if it's live action or animation, should nail the fight scenes, as those are the very heart of the entire Mortal Kombat game. No remarkable fight scene has come out of the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie, let alone from Annihilation's CGI fest, which raised the expectations of what the MK reboot would deliver in terms of action. Now, unfortunately, despite the R rating and all the modern movie making technologies, the MK reboot fight scenes were a huge letdown. Let me say that again. They were a huge letdown. I done seen kids on the playground fight better than that. Now, every fight in the movie had several cuts to the point audiences could not follow the moves and understand what was really happening. While quick cuts have been common in Hollywood action movies, those were overused in Mortal Kombat, and I would say WWE also have that quick cut BS that nobody want to see, where they keep shaking the screen and cutting every single punch. Just let the crap play. Now, it seemed more like the result of editing issues than of the creator's choice. The visual effects for MK Arcana powers, those were solid, I'll say that much, but the hand-to-hand combat need to be improved for Mortal Kombat 2. I think that's something we all can agree on. Now, for a movie that would restart the Mortal Kombat franchise after more than 2 decades, it's been 2 decades, think about that, 2 decades. The reboot felt extremely small. The movie skipped the entire tournament, and instead of focusing on Shang Tsung trying to destroy Earthrealm championships beforehand, the set pieces were very limited, and most of the movie took place inside of Raiden's temples. There was not a sense of scale in the fights at all. Even in those that feature the classic MK fatalities, the new Mortal Kombat movie also lacked stakes. There was no stakes in the movie, and the only moment in the film in which there was a sense of urgency was when Sub-Zero kidnapped Cole Young's family. That's it. I ain't gonna lie, they did a good job with Sub-Zero. He was mad scary in the movie. Now, Shang Tsung's plan in the new Mortal Kombat movie did not make a lot of sense at all, as he was breaking the rules of the tournament flat out. The Elder Guards did nothing. Like, he broke all the rules right from the start. But the same could be said about Raiden too, who was conventionally alternate between wanting to respect the rules of the Elder Gods or not. Therefore, Mortal Kombat 2 will have to be the exact opposite of what we saw in the first one, that is. Now, it will have to increase the stakes while making sure it does not create more plot holes. We don't need no more of those. Or that it does not fall into Annihilation cameo fest territory. That would be really bad too. Now, while Cole Young is not the only MK problem, his story escapades a lot of what is wrong with the movie, instead of focusing on the more, fantastical, lore heavy aspects of Mortal Kombat. The reboot preferred to create an original story about a father trying to protect his family. Very cliche. There was nothing particularly new or interesting about Cole Young's story, and it was a lot of screen time that could have been used to flesh out the world and other characters like Liu Kang and Raiden. AKA, in other words, nobody asked for damn Cole Young. He's a made up character. He's not a part of Mortal Kombat. That's some BS that New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers wanted to throw in there. Stop doing this. We did not ask for an original character. There's like 90 something Mortal Kombat characters you could have picked from and you could have used to tell a good story, but you decided to create this boring ass MMA fighter that nobody cares about. And the fact that he beat Goro is just ludicrous. That's preposterous at this point. Now, Mortal Kombat 2 should not simply discard Cole Young, as it would throw away everything that was done in the first movie, but it should sideline his character, sideline the hell out of him. Reducing Cole Young's role in the story is even more important, considering that Johnny Cage will appear in Mortal Kombat 2. Now, Cole's purpose in the first movie was very similar to that of Johnny Cage. Sorry guys, I'm tired, but we still got to get through this. Hey, we do this live, ain't no cuts. Now, Mortal Kombat games and adaptations, and it would feel redundant to have two characters playing the same role in the story. Nonetheless, after saving Johnny Cage for the sequel, MK2 has to nail the character to make the wait worthwhile. Now, if you ask me, just kill Cole Young off, have somebody snap his neck and drag him off screen. Don't nobody care about this character, and they better not put him in Mortal Kombat 12 either, or we just gonna beat the brakes off of him. Now, with that being said, while Cole Young is not the only MK problem, okay, I read that part already. Mortal Kombat was promoted as a Scorpion and Sub-Zero movie. They tricked the hell out of us with that, which made sense given how popular the characters have become in recent years. Now, Scorpion and Sub-Zero were front and center in all of the Mortal Kombat posters. I'm talking about, you just thought the Lin Kuei and the Shiv Ryu was just gonna go to war, which suggested that the rivalry would be the focus of the movie. However, apart from the opening sequence and the final fight, man, there was absolutely nothing from Scorpion in the movie. Now, Sub-Zero did have a significant role as Shang Tsung's main champion, aka his hitman, but Scorpion's role in the movie was limited to like 2 very brief fight scenes. That's all we got. There was nothing about Scorpion's time in the Nether Realm. They didn't even acknowledge it, and it was never explained how the character returned from the dead. In addition, they did not mention Shinnok nor Quan Chi in the Mortal Kombat movie. Now, those are all very important elements in Scorpion's story, and that could have been featured in Mortal Kombat, but maybe they'll feature in Mortal Kombat 2. Now, after failing to deliver a Scorpion story and instead focusing on Scorpion's descendant, which made no sense at all that Cole Young is related to Scorpion. That's the stupidest decision they ever. Who do they be picking to write this stuff? They would be better off picking a 7-year-old kid to write these movies. They really be picking people who don't even be fans at the end of the day. I swear they don't. Now, the sequel could use more of Hanzo Hasashi. One of the scrims of the 95 Mortal Kombat movie was Kerry Takagawa. He did a fantastic job. Even in Mortal Kombat 11, he played Shang Tsung, and he's still fucking shit up. Story mode was great. He did a fantastic job with it. Now, his role was limited to giving orders to Outworld champions in a very brief encounter with Kung Lao, apart from, Subby and Kano. None of the Outworld champions had a distinct personality, which is actually not that different from the game, but it resulted in a movie without memorable villains. With that being said, the latest version of Mortal Kombat, just like the 95 version of Mortal Kombat, set up Shao Kahn for the sequel. If the Outworld Emperor really is in Mortal Kombat 2, then the sequel has the opportunity to have a much better villain than the first movie, but only, and I mean only, if the character is done right in terms of motivations and roles in the story. Likewise, Shinnok and Quan Chi could also make for more interesting villains in Mortal Kombat 2, but I would rather see them in 3, 4, etc., etc. So I want to pass this question off to you guys in the comment section below. First, I want to say, should they go ahead and kill off Cole Young? Yes or no? Number 2, who would you like to see as the villain? You want to see Quan Chi? You want to see Shang Tsung again? Do you want to see Shinnok? Or you want to see Shao Kahn? Sound off in the comments. I will be reading. If you watch this all the way to the end of the video, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, as this is your brand new favorite and exclusive place for daily Mortal Kombat content. Make sure you hit that like button. It's free. It only takes 2 seconds. If you don't hit the like button, I don't know, you just might get hit by a car. I'm just saying, it's a possibility that it could happen. Like, why would you want to risk that? Just hit the like button and you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you don't hit it, just, you know, make sure you look over your shoulder before you get in your car when you decide to go to work. That's all I'm saying. That's just all I'm saying. But anyway, I'll catch y'all in the next video.